You know, I would love if there was an element of this whole the nothing thing that's happening that was based on regret, because then it would be self-enforcing, right? Because everyone who's regretting how much Sephiroth has changed from the world it once was, all these flashbacks, would be making the nothing itself stronger. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of Magic Knight Rayearth. We just finished an episode where Hikaru is going to try and go out with I'm talking about what happened on the next time on. Last episode we found out about Nova, Lady Debonair, Alcyone being our new evil trio. The nothing is still eating away at the land. Hikaru is in a bad mental space about the whole pillar thing and the possibility of another person being born outside in the nothing, and then desire to go retrieve them. We also saw the room where the crown of Princess Emerald was located, how it's defended, the three objects that can open it up, one of which is missing from the world because the god was dead, the one being a ring Clef wears, and the third being the sword that Lantis uses. So, of course, the thing to do, because we're writing a show and we want stuff to happen, is to send Lantis out into the world where he could be attacked and possibly his sword could get stolen. So, that's what we're leading into. I say we just go ahead and jump on in.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
It occurred to me that I probably should have done all that spiel that I was just doing during the opening, considering that I have to talk during the opening anyway. Because I can't let the copyright through, and the most copyrighted thing on any video, in case you've managed to get through any of these reactions that I do without me going through this, the most copyrighted thing that gets picked up on any of these videos is the opening and the outro. That's why when you watch this on YouTube, the opening is muted and the outro is muted, and typically it's just that little thin window bit that I put on the things so that you can read the subtitles. Oh, thank God I talked about subtitles, as that was me just activating the subtitles for the video. Because I keep forgetting that this show, for some reason, doesn't default to English subtitles. It doesn't default to any subtitles. But yeah, no, that's why I do that. And that's why I just blab and blab and blab during the openings of these shows, so that it becomes not just a big old muted middle spot in the video. Typically, I like to be having a back and forth with somebody, but you know, doing these solo, there is no back and forth to be had. I will say, though, having to talk to yourself about nothing for a minute and a half, real good training for like improv stuff. No, now I have to wonder, does Nova have the same head shape as Emerald? She's a little girl. I can't tell if she's smaller than Hikaru. Because I'm pretty sure Emerald was smaller than Hikaru. She was a tiny little girl. I mean, specifically it said if somebody new was born that could have been the pillar, the crown would reshape to the size of their head. And they think that nobody else has been born yet, because the crown hasn't changed sizes. Not like they're measuring it constantly, though. So if someone's head size was only like a couple of meters, centimeters smaller than another head, you would notice. I don't remember her outfit displaying her nipples as much before, either. I don't know what we're doing with you anymore, Alcyone. It would be a shame if Hikaru couldn't take on whatever that was, given I was just talking about how she took on water elementals before.
セフィーロの魔物は全て心が具現化したものだ。柱を失った人々の恐怖心が強力な魔物を生み出す。
そうか。みんな不安なんだね。本当に変わってしまったんだな。
You know, I would love if there was an element of this whole the nothing thing that's happening that was based on regret. Because then it would be self-enforcing, right? Because everyone who's regretting how much Sephiroth has changed from the world it once was, all these flashbacks, would be making the nothing itself stronger. Surprised she's not putting up more of a fit. She hates other girls hanging around with Lantis. Because we're trying to paint the guy that we want everyone to think is evil as a good guy now, even though, well, I guess to be fair, it's uncertain if he is actually a spy. I mean, we are 8 minutes in and we're already showing the monster from the next time on. Which I guess has to imply that the rest of the episodes can either be the relationship between these two on their journey, or the interference of Autozom. Yeah, where does he stack in swordsmanship against Lafraga? I guess he's a better swordsman too?
部屋の中を歩き回ったりせんぞ。あら、私歩き回ったりしてないわ。自分のいる場所をよく見てみろ。まあ、いつの間に瞬間移動したの。
I was tempted to make a purple line between Clef and her. because it felt like they were building something up.
ヒカルさんが心配なのは私も一緒ですわ。
Or at least implying. I'm not sure if they were building something up. It seemed like they were implying
ど
something.
うしても心配で。ねえクレフ、あのランティスって人、どんな人なの？私も教えていただきたいですわ。
まだセフィーロにいた頃のランティスしか私は知らんのだ。ザガートと共に私が自ら魔法を教え、兄のザガートをエメロード姫をお助けする神官に、弟のランティスを姫をお守りする親衛隊長に置いた。
He appointed the guy who was in love with the pillar to be the high priest.
では、あの方がラファーガさんの前の親衛隊長だったんですね。
そうだ。ランティスがある日、突然このセフィーロから姿を消した。あの日まで。
See, vanished is a funky little word to choose. Implying that he didn't leave of his own volition or left suddenly. Because it could imply he was abducted. And if he was the main bodyguard first, it might imply he had the sword then, because they may have abducted him to get the sword, which would be the key. But that would be future planning, unless they knew Emerald was gonna die.
いいよ、大丈夫。私丈夫だし、風邪なんかひいたりしないし。
Is she so young that she hasn't grown up yet, or is he a giant?
ありがとう。
Because she's literally standing at full height, and her head is at his hip.
嵐が来るのかな。あ、ここには嵐とか台風はないんだっけ。ランティスも見たことない。
いや、
あ、でもセフィーロには
他の国を旅していた時にな。
旅をしていたのか。ずっと長い間。
I'm still waiting for that moment in the intro,
そうだ。
where we see everybody at the Tokyo Tower, implying that they're going to attack Earth.
寂しくなかった。
This height difference, it's fucking insane.
なんなのよ、この雰囲気は。ランティスは私のよ。変な雰囲気作んないでよ。
Yeah, the fairy mokona thing has just been weird.
私を食べる気だったわね。バッカンする気だったわね。
Like, they play off like their, Garfield and Odie thing. It's the only example I can give. It's literally a cat and a dog. Just previously in the castle, they were going after each other. Well, I say after each other. It's literally Mokona going after the fairy every time.
FTO イーグル。
Yep, our actual Rayearth mobile suit.
こんにちは。マジックナイトのお嬢さん。今日は一人なんですね。
どうして一人だってわかるんだ。
前にお会いした時に戦闘データと一緒にあなた個人の生体データも取っておいたんです。 一人になっていただいて助かりました。
You gonna test your machine and battle against a rune god? One-on-one? Is that the plan?
どうしてもセフィーロの柱を諦めきれないのか。
そうですね。僕の国には柱システムが必要ですから。
Again, I'm on AutoZam's side here only because they're the coolest. Whenever there's a tech faction, know that I'm on the side of the tech faction. Yeah, I guess what's the scientific readings on magic? Again, is it a respect thing? Is he afraid of Lantis? Oh, never mind. I thought he was saying go as in run away. It'd be hell if this suddenly went Gundam and it was all about, you know, the side effects of battle. Lantis gets hit by a stray shell. Oh, I think that's the first time we've seen that happen. She gets injured by the effects that happen to the Rayearth. Oh, is Lantis gonna have his own, just like Zagato did? She's also breaking her own promise, because she said she would run back to the capital.
これ以上怪我をさせたくありません。おとなしくしてくださいませんか。シールド。
I mean, by necessity of the story, he'd have to be stronger than one rune god. Oh, we trading. I mean, you could put up more of a fight had he actually been fighting and not, like, standing there.
セフィーロでは見た目の年齢通りの力とは限らないんでしたね。女の子だと思って手加減するとひどい目に遭うのはこっちのようです。
Again, we already know the FTO is faster. Lightning kick? No, you're using the sword. I can see that. Oh, we're going Master Asia route with this one.
やめろ
He's as strong as a rune god on the ground.
ランティス。
言ったはずだセフィーロの柱は決して万能ではないと
ランティス。僕の任務はセフィーロの柱システムを掌握することです。
Yeah, it's the difference between Asuka and Eagle's goals. Eagle wants the pillar system, Asuka wants to be the pillar. To my understanding.
待てイーグル
I wonder if it's going to be a thing where they learned their powers by studying his magic.
あがいても無駄よ。この世界は全てデボネア様のもの。おとなしく崩壊の時を待つがいいわ。
I don't know why she showed up now. It feels very apparent that they're not working together. That country and Alcyone, or Lady Nibner. Or is it going to be the stupid thing where Alcyone falls in love with Zagato's brother?
その声は。
デボネアとは何者だ
ザガート様。
ザガートを知っているの
ザガート様。
See, you should detest him.
ザガート様。愛しいザガート様。愛していたのに。本当に愛していたのに。
許さない。
I believe she's having her emotions manipulated. I think she still loves him even after everything.
みんな消滅するのよ。
Still putting her down as one of the more interesting characters. She just has competition this season.
ヒカルさんが危ない。
Are we going to see AutoZom next episode? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping. It's one of the weird things. I'm hoping she is getting kidnapped. Or not kidnapped. Well, I guess technically it is kidnapping. Abducted. I hope she's getting abducted. Because I would like to see what AutoZom is about. Even if they're going just back to the battleship, right? It'd be different. We've seen a lot of what the Nothing is doing to Sephiroth. We've seen a lot of the Crystal Tower thing. We don't spend a lot of time with other places anymore. And even when we did, like back in the original first season, it was just like fantasy wilderness. or town, you know? So I'd like to see what AutoZom has to offer, you know, and then down the road we can go see what Fantasy Space China, whatever the hell that place is, Faerun, I believe it was, what that's about too. And if there is actually a third faction, which we've been shown that there is, we can see them too. I'm assuming that's where Debonair comes from, if she's not actually from Sephiroth. So I'd be down for it. And again, the whole Alcyone thing, I don't know. I want to see more Alcyone. I want her to be less of a just ha 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 bad guy, you know?
私シドを光る。目が覚めたところは見覚えのない部屋だった。ここはどこだろう。確かあの白い機体に捕まって。突然ドアが開くと知らない男の子が立っていた。そして男の子が案内した部屋にはオートザムのイーグルが。マジックナイトレイヤース。イーグルと囚われた光る。絶対見てね。
So I was right. Umi. I'm going with Umi. Gonna be right once. No. No was the answer to that question. Also, same character twice in a row? Come on. Who was gonna guess that? Anyway, I've been wrong, what? 6 times in a row? 7 times in a row? Every time. Yeah, no, it looks like I was right. We are doing the AutoZom thing, though if I had to guess, that's still on board the battleship and not, the planet? Country? I'm still confused on what to call them. They've been shown as, like, their own countries, even though AutoZom looks like a floating space fortress and not even a planet. But yeah, other than that, like I said, last thoughts here. I want Alcyone to stop being a lackey, not even a lackey, a like mustache twirling bad guy, right? I want her to have her own development, kind of like when she got out of Zagato's imprisonment, to then try and do her own thing real quick, and then obviously she fell once more. I want her to be that, but go rogue. On this new debonair person. I don't know. I just want her to become her own thing. She's more interesting because she is this. She's not an anti-hero. She's not even like a vigilante, but I just want her to be like a third. It's hard to say I want her to be a third faction in a show that now eminently has 5 factions. Okay. 3 invading forces, one of which we don't know. We're just going to assume they exist. Sephiroth itself. I'm going to count Earth as its own faction, only because in the opening, we see that they might be attacking Earth. Also, I guess technically the Magic Knights could represent Earth. Maybe a 6th faction if Nova, Debonair, and Alcyone are not part of that 3rd faction. So, yeah, possibly 6 factions. So I know it seems odd thinking that Alcyone then wanting her to go rogue, but she's an individual, and I find that compelling, I guess. It's interesting for me to watch. But yeah, no, that said, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up on this one today. So once again, I've been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?